I'm just going to run this quickly as I can. I'm going to write out 5 things that help me all the time to actually build that bond. I won't say I go out to build a bond when I teach. That's not my goal, to be honest. My job is to teach, actually. But in the process of teaching, the bond comes in. That's fantastic, because what that means is that once your children or the students you're teaching get to like you, they will like whatever you're teaching. It's a winner any day, anytime. It's just the recipe and it works. How do you get children to like you? Be likable. I'm sure you've heard people say, oh, children are spirits and all of that. To some extent, I believe and I agree. Most times, I don't do anything to impress anybody, let alone children. But because I love what I do, I try to also make it interesting, engaging, and fun for them. I'm not surprised why they're always asking, when next are we seeing you? When next are you coming? Are you going to have us on Friday? Like, I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so these are the things that actually work for me. First thing is, it's not that I smile a lot. I'm not the smiling kind of person, but I have a cheerful disposition. Cheerful disposition. I'll tag that as number 1. This cheerful disposition will expose you to what we call charisma. Charisma makes you to have the spirit of being proactive. You want to be creative. Should I give an example? Let's say you are teaching parts of the body. So I'll move this a bit. You're teaching parts of the body, yeah? As you are teaching, I'm going to show us this board. You're teaching parts of the body. You have a routine you're supposed to follow. Mind you, there is a routine for teachers to follow. There's a scheme of work and you must teach according to that scheme. You do not teach outside that scheme. So whatever you want to do in terms of creativity, teaching methodology, and teaching technique, it must fall in that scheme and how you're expected to teach according to the plan. You're teaching parts of the body and it says, oh, you first of all take the register for the day. Let's say it's the first lesson you're introducing in the class for the day. You take the register. After the register, number 2, you look at the lesson, the slides, you play the videos, right? Then, in my opinion, it doesn't say in that routine or that plan for you to do a riddle. Let me set this camera properly. So it doesn't say for you to start a riddle, but you can give a riddle. Go on quizzes. There's a platform called Quizzes. It is used in almost all schools that I have taught at. I've seen it being used in some schools here, but I think it's something schools need to look into. Do that quickly before your lesson or during the lesson. Set off questions, and those questions will also reinforce what you're having in that class, especially after watching the videos. And the other thing can be a tongue twister, talking about what you've learned. Let's say you were talking about parts of the body and you're saying my brain, my bones, anything in the B word that talks about the body, and you say it 5 times. Everybody gets to say 5 times. It's a good thing to do. And also use the class dojo for class management so that the class doesn't get out of hand. And then you can also use a physical exercise or a physical activity, okay, where you say everybody touch your nose, touch your teeth, touch your tongue, touch your digestive system, and they're like, no, can't see it, and they're like, good. But there is a part of the body that shows the digestive system. What is that part? They say their stomach. Fantastic. Everyone is thinking what you're doing is reinforcing that lesson in different ways. This is one thing that helps children to remember a lesson, to have retention, especially for children who don't have retention. One of the things, like I said in one of my videos, that children struggle with is retention, remembering what they've been taught. If your child reads a book, this is for our parents and guardians, right? If a child reads a book, tell that child after reading the first page to summarize everything they've learned. How do you summarize? The title, author, characters, the lesson that book is teaching. Let's say it's not a storybook. What is the moral of that book? Key points, that page rather. This is one way to build retention. Basically, it is a term used in teaching, assessment of learning. You're learning at the same time you are testing to see if the children or your students are grabbing. This is one sure way your children will get to like you, because not only are you teaching and making these games quick, fun, interactive, witty, and interesting, you're also doing it in time for them to transition to another class. And this is what I was able to pen down. I hope you enjoy that. I will be with you guys in the next video. Subscribe, share, like, comment, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.